to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich.
Okay, unmuted myself. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of The Rational Investor. Not going to be too long today. Sorry for the late show. I'm not home right now, so in travel mode again, and that makes it harder to keep the routine. Yeah, I'll update the thumbnail. I know it's shit right now. I spent over 30 minutes fighting with that. Good to see you guys. Hello, Nibby. Hello, Gills. It's going to be like 30 minutes. Maybe half of it's going to be me taking a victory lap. I mean, come on, guys. Have I been right for the last couple months or not? Have I been right? What do you guys think? Mostly accurate, like 95%, 90%, or absolutely terrible? Should I be fired? We shouldn't do this anymore. What do you guys think? Give me some opinions. I need a little bit of ego boost. It's been a rough 2 days. Other than the market going up, though, the market's been fantastic. I don't know about you guys, but my stock account, it's up so much that I'm deeply concerned. I'm very concerned that we are getting very close to the top here. I'm up way too much, too much profit. You can see even the S&P is up 3.3% from the bottom here. Can you guys hear me? Is it working? Let me check my my microphone's working. Is the sound okay? You can hear me, but you're not talking? I can see the chat, but the analytics are not. Oh, here we go. Okay, 9 viewers. Okay, 9 current viewers. You guys need to talk more. I need ego boosts. I need opinions. Hello, Archery. Good morning, wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good evening. Okay, you can hear me. You just don't want to comment on my prediction performance. Okay, so look, this has been our uptrend line on the S&P. Here was down here. Everyone was freaking out, and I said buy. If you're in TRI chat, I said buy this. Buy this. I'm going heavy, and I did, and I'm up massively here. Like enough money. It's crazy. Okay, I don't like to go into the numbers, but the percentage. You know, most fund managers, I think, would be happy with that percentage if you divided it by 3 years. let's put it that way. And you can see how we maintain the channel, and that's why I create these channels. Over, on lower time frames, they don't really work, but on high time frames, daily charts and higher, they can be very, very, very useful. Along with RSI, like I always use this, right? So this was kind of our crossover. They sometimes do a fake out. So this was your fake out, but this is what gave me confidence that we were going to move higher here. Because not only did we have the parallel channel support, I had my trending heuristic channel, and I had essentially what is an RSI retest of the downtrend line, which often happens upon breakouts. You get like what I call a false breakout, then you get the retest, which scares everyone, and then you enter. Okay? So that's kind of how that worked out. It's not voodoo. I'm not guessing. It's a very simple process I've been following for a very long time, and I share it all the time on Discord about. I try to share as much as possible about what I'm doing. So now we're at the midpoint of the parallel channel, and you see how this has acted as resistance multiple times in the past, support and resistance, believe it or not. And we have a 7 printing. Okay, so I've had this big move. I've got a 7 printing. I'm at the midpoint of my parallel channel. So what do I do here? Well, what I've been doing is de-risking. So I sold most of my future trades that I opened before. I only have 1 future trade open now. I had like 10 contracts. Now I have 1. I had calls on UNH and Tesla. I had big calls on both of those. I have closed most of them. You can see UNH. UNH really, that paid big time. I was pounding the table with this thing. So I bought calls down here, right? We had a 7, 8, 9, so I was down here buying some calls. And now we've printed a 7, 8, 9 all the way up here. and this was my target, this 360 area. If we go a little bit lower, you can see like, where's the VWAP? The VWAP was right here, the 365-day VWAP. I don't know why it's not showing. Is it not loading? Yeah. See this? So the VWAP is right there. I don't know why it's not showing the 365-day one. I don't know what happened with my charts. Yeah, aggregated. I want aggregated VWAP. Why it's not showing. No idea why it's not showing. Anyway, there is a VWAP level here. So 365-day VWAP level, and I think they're well respected. So that's why I exited the last of my calls on UNH yesterday. Plus we have the 9 and the 7. So I'm taking a lot of profits here. I'm not saying that we can't go higher. We can go a bit higher. But I'm telling you right now, this was a huge move on UNH, huge move on S&P. I'm taking profits. Taking profits going into the report next week with the Fed. And that's why I'm saying the Fed's biggest decision yet. But you know, I feel like we say that every month. Don't you guys think so? Every month it's like it's the Fed's biggest decision. This one's the biggest. Every month is the biggest because every month affects the market. But it makes for good clickbait, I guess. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Sorry. Let me mute myself. Okay, sorry guys. My food delivery just got here. It was supposed to take an hour, so I thought I'd start the stream, and then I've got an hour before it arrives, and it showed up within like 20 minutes. So I've got my smoothie. Hold on, let me just open my. Let's have a little smoothie here. Sorry guys. Again, apologize. It's not a good use of the time here on the show. Second peanut butter smoothie here is a healthy smoothie. I wish I could show you, but can't. All right. All right, are you guys still here? Yeah, okay. Sorry. So tomorrow we've got options expiration, right? And look at the puts. See, when this happens, and I've told you, well, it's healthy food. It's not even Thai food. I think it's like a healthy burrito. So 652 on SPY. Whenever you have an option distribution like this, go over here. When you have why is it not showing the way I want? I'm gonna Jackson, I'm actually in Thailand, but they have great service here too. In some ways it's better than Japan, and if you've been to Japan for 1 or 2 months like I have and lived there a little bit, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, when you have a huge amount of puts like this and you don't have that many calls, oftentimes the market rallies, and that's exactly what we saw. And where is the SPY right now? Let's look at the SPY. 657, right? So right here, because you have such a lopsided distribution, normally it's even on both sides, and that's when you get the market kind of closes in between and you don't get big moves. But when you have something like this, you get these big moves, and that's exactly what we saw. Okay, going into next week, we can look at the expiry next week, right? 9/19, and you can see again. Look at all the puts. What is going on? Why so many puts? I don't get it. But this should tell you we should continue at least a little bit more rallying into next week. There's no way this market's going below 640. It's not happening. This is a huge tell. I don't know why there's so many puts. This is crazy. I've never really seen anything like this. What is going on here? Look at that. Wow. Okay, that should tell you all you need to know. Market is not. There's a wall here. We're not going to go below 640. That's very low. I doubt we'll go below the 30-day VWAP. But we are starting to get a little bit overbought here. You can see on 7, 8, and 9, every time it's come in, we've kind of rolled over or at least paused for a while. So that's coming. We haven't hit it here yet on the SPY, but on the SPX, you can see it's starting to happen, right? So once that 7 hits, generally we pause. Sometimes you get a bit more of a move, but this is why I'm taking off my positions. I've exited almost all my option positions, and now I and my futures, and now I only have, the only thing I have are stocks, normal stocks. I may, in the next 1 or 2 days, I may open maybe on Monday, because I don't like holding over the weekend, but on Monday I might open some future shorts to just hedge my stock longs. And oh, by the way, up here is my year-end 664 target, right? So I drew this a very long time ago, quite a while ago, off this W down here. And that created these levels, 2.618, 1.618. This was the 3 or 3.59 level. And this is our final target of 4.618. And at the time, I thought it was crazy and we wouldn't hit it. But look at that. But I put them on the chart anyway. I published my report like almost 5 or 6 months ago now regarding this pattern likely playing out. And here we are. You've only got, how much of a percent to go? 0.8%. So just one more move like what happened yesterday. And boom, the market's at my target. I don't see us going much higher than here. And that aligns with what we're seeing in the M2 money supply. Now, I know I'm showing this on Bitcoin, but it also applies to the S&P. Right here. Load, come on. I'm not home, so things are taking a little bit longer to load. What's happening here? Why is it not loading? Yeah, see, it's still loading. Very slow. There we go. Okay. Maybe I get rid of the drawings here. It gets rid of everything. Okay, well, we'll just like move it down and reorganize a bit. Kind of try to align the levels, without moving some important things. Yeah, so this is the general movement of crypto. And we can actually shift this a bit. And you can see how we've basically stabilized. M2 has stopped going up. So as of, I want to move this over. I think this actually needs to be shifted 80 days maybe. So that should shift it over a little bit. Yeah, so that shifted it. We might even be at like 78. I don't like that Bitcoin declined so much here. It should have just kept trending higher. It didn't follow that, so it has a bit of catch up to do. But basically by next week is when it should kind of top out. And then we don't see any more movement potentially until the end of November for that potentially December rally, or money supply even contracts. We don't know what's going to happen, right? We only have data to here, but we can see that it stopped. Like this was the big move, right? And now it stopped. So that got us from 75 to about 120,000. And now we're kind of just in this like almost topping distribution phase, unless we get another move higher, which concerns me for the alt market and everything else going on. But we'll get into that a little bit more. But I just wanted to point this out and show that there's not a lot of steam left, in my opinion. I mean, we had huge moves in stocks, big moves in major crypto coins, but nothing in alts, because I think retail doesn't have any money. The money they did have was taken by pump fund. Like, they just got scammed over and over. So that's really, I think, what's going on. I think retail got wrecked by that, and they just don't have a lot of money right now. Okay, Tesla, massive breakout. I'm almost tired of talking about Tesla, but I told you that multiple times that Tesla was going to break out, was in a breakout phase. Now that's happening. We have our targets outlined all the way up to 577. That's the long-term target. So I have major longs in Tesla. You can even draw W off this and say that, you know, target, short-term target is like 468, which stays within our channel here. But the midpoint is right here for the 385 area, and you can see how that aligns with resistance here. So there's your 385 plus year-end numbers. So expect that to be hit probably next week, and then we're gonna stagnate there while the market pulls back, something like that maybe, before we can move up higher. That's what I'm seeing with Tesla. UNH I kind of already went into. I said I'm taking profits here, like this was a big target for me. Maybe we can go a bit higher to fill the gap into next week, but I don't see too much beyond that. You've got your 200-day moving average of 420. That's going to be a big resistance. So if you followed me on UNH and you're long, this is like your take profit area. Like you want to lower your position. I'm still holding my stock, but I exited my calls, like I said. And if we pull back, maybe we fill this gap here at 320, then I can re-enter some calls. So that's kind of how I'm playing that. S&P I already talked about. I mean, the only thing left is Bitcoin and crypto, so I'll just go through it a little bit. I don't want to go too long, actually. I have too much to do today. You can see how we're kind of rallying with this money supply level. And we'll, again, go into next week and follow the rest of the market. So I think it'll be a semi bullish weekend. I don't think it's a good idea to short here. I think you're fighting the breakout, which is kind of what happened. MACD is very bullish. RSI is a little bit concerning because you have this downtrend on the daily chart, right? Wait, is my computer not charging? Hold on one second, guys. My computer is not charging. I was wondering why it seems like sluggish. Okay. Yeah, now we're good. All right, we've got power. Should be better. Yeah, it was starting to get a little bit sluggish there. So hopefully that makes sense. And the only issue is this RSI downtrend line. Like MACD broke out, yeah, but RSI still has this downtrend. So that's going to provide a bit of resistance going into next week. If we look at, like, if we assume we're in a range a bit, I know it's getting confusing with all these fibs. Let me get rid of those. If we assume we're in kind of a bit of a range, we just hit that 50% from the bottom of this range to from the top of this range to the bottom, hit the 50%, rejected. Eventually we'll push above it and we'll go up to this kind of area. This is where you're going to want to consider taking profits. We'll have to look at it again, but sometime next week I could see this level being hit. I'm still very bullish until we get up to here. So this is where I could see even taking profits here is okay a little bit. 50% is a big level. 618, 786, you could even just draw these and then you just take profit each one. But the big one for me is 786, 886. Those are going to be my two areas. And you can see how that aligns with this big spike. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. I know you guys are super interested in altcoins. What did you ask about? Who asked about something? CRO. Somebody asked about CRO. Okay, so that's one. I want to look at ENA really quick. I always talk about ENA. So ENA has been very good with following my analysis. I get rid of money supply. Okay, so got rid of that. ENA has been very good with following my analysis. I would like to see a push up to hit this 4.669 target. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't like the rejection that's happening here. We're still in a downtrend on RSI. You see how it's rejected from that downtrend. MACD is very positive, but we need to get above this 2.618 wall. 9 came in, rejected it. So you can see how we're kind of in this compression. I could see us compress here before pushing higher. That should come with the Bitcoin push. Now, why do I think that? Well, BTCD, right, is heading lower. I've talked about this a lot. So the hope is that this is the big drop, right? We had a 9 on the weekly. It had to consolidate. It's consolidating, and now it's rolling over again. So I'd like to see something like that a little further down. We can actually probably look at the full range on a weekly chart. Okay, so that's the high, right? This is the low right there. We're not even at that 38.2 level yet, but we did hit that 30-day VWAP, and we went through all these other VWAP levels. 50% is going to be at 52.3. You can see the huge resistance here. So that would kind of be the next area I could see us heading to. So you head here, and we'd sit here for a bit before then heading lower again. And that's why, you know, I'm a bit more bullish on alts than I am with Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's just up here, and it's going to be slowly distributing. I don't know if at least not in the next couple of weeks, I don't see 180K, those kind of targets. I really don't. I think it's going to take quite a bit longer if it happens at all. Somebody asked about looking at, so I want to show ILV again. ILV looks really great to me. Like, this is a nice bottom it's forming. I don't know if it can make it back up here because of the way the token is set up on their gaming platform. But I really like the look of this bottom, and I think you could get a great trade-off. This is the highest ROI coin I've looked at. Like, if just doing a simple, you know, chaos study off this, you get a target around $50. So that's a pretty, and this could happen fast. Like, this could really spike quite a bit. You get to 50, right? It's like 220% return, not bad. So that's one I'm watching in IMX as well. These are high risk plays, just keep that in mind. But I really like the bottoming I'm seeing going on here. And you could even say the conservative range. You could even take it from right here, and you're again at 200%. So those are two I really like, along with ENA, though ENA's run quite a bit since I talked about it the first time. Okay, so somebody asked for CRO, Chronos. Yeah, you guys always asked about these coins that already launched. So this hit a 9 on the weekly. Like, you already hit a major level. I mean, if you say this is like your W, and this is kind of like your stretch target, and that was your 1.618 tag, then eventually it could go here to these old 2021 levels. I have a hard time seeing it because I just don't see the enthusiasm that we had in 2021 in the rest of the alt market. But it's a possibility. Just be careful because you're buying late now. You're late. Like, here was where you should buy. You can watch this to look for continuation up to this 2.618. You know, you get 100% return. It's possible. Look for the RSI crossover here. Okay, Archery asked about STRK. Oh, this one's nice. Look at that. Wow, what is this? This is like a gaming thing also. Look at that consolidation. Very nice. Yeah, I like how this looks. I mean, it's only 130%, but it's not terrible. You know, you would just go up to this last resistance level basically, which actually is bearish in the overall, but something. Let's see, this downtrending. Already on the other side of this here. Yeah, so maybe like 30 cents or something. Let's see. Yeah, chart looks pretty good. This is a nice consolidation on the weekly. I could definitely see a solid breakout up to around 30 cents. Saga. Alexa talked about Saga. Saga USDT or something? Saga. I'm assuming it's crypto. Oh, yeah, nice. Also consolidation. Look at that. You know, big movement here. I mean, you could even say that this is your W. I think it's a bit too extreme and bullish, but if it is, and you go up, actually you could go right up to these last resistance levels. Yeah, 400%. Okay, so Saga 400% up to $1.40 from 26 cents right now. I like it. Your 365 is here, so you might, if you bought this, you might want to take profits here at 60 cents, and then you could have like a free position and try to hit $1.38. So I like this one. This is my favorite one that's been shared on the show today. So thank you, good spot, Alexa, and thank you. And look at that crossover here on the downtrend. I might go buy this right after the show. Thank you again, Alexa. Love it. Trying to think what other coins that I want to talk about really quick before I have to go. I mean, the main message is like bullish until CPI, or not CPI, until the Fed funds rate next week. So buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. I'm thinking I would be cautious going into it next week. The time to make money was this week and maybe the next 2 days, but they're more risky now. Is there anything else I really want to talk about? Looking. House USD. Archery asked House. Well, I'm going to do Link. So I haven't talked about Link in a while, but Link is consistently kind of my favorite. And you've got this such a clean W here. You see how we tagged this, essentially this 2.618 and rejected? I like targeting around $40 up here. So for a major blue chip, I mean, that's a good move, 60%. So I really like Link. I see the utility for Link. You can look into it if you want and their involvement with a couple things with the government and other projects. And you can see how ABCD also points to about $38 to $40. I love it as a major coin. It's a nice 60% return on a blue chip. House USDT. I don't know what this is. What is this? Is this correct? Like, this looks like garbage. I don't know. What are you recommending? Is this like your coin you're trying to promote on my stream? Oh, here we go. Okay, wait a second. I apologize. I see what you're getting at here. I'm ignoring this big candle move here because I figure it's just like a misprint or something. I don't want to look at that. I'll look at the midpoint to be safer. Yeah, 400%. House also looks good. I still like Saga better, but House could go from this 0.016 all the way up to 0.08. Solid 400% return. It's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, Mexi looks okay. I'd be interested to know what this does. I have no idea. Okay, I think that's enough for today, guys. Wait, Ethereum. No, it's fine. It's just that 12 days. So Ethereum broke out too, by the way, really quick. It was in this consolidation range, broke out. You've got your 4,800 resistance level with final potential target all the way up at 7,000. Like that's big for Ethereum if it could get there. I don't know if it's going to happen in the short term. Probably not. You'll get a move to 4,800. I mean, that looks good to me. Possibly 5,000 area. Okay, that's all I've got. I've got to go. Nice to touch base with you guys, and I'll post the summary in the Discord very soon. And if in case like you want to send it to friends or talk to friends and they don't have time to watch the video, you can just always check the Discord summary and get most of the information on like price targets and things like that, and then always check the video for context. Okay, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. And going into next week, please be careful. Be careful. That's when we could get a pullback. The time to make money was this week. Okay, bye everybody.